A friend of mine came up to me a couple of days ago and said that he had been laid off from a job that he was in for the last 7 years. 7 years, that's a long time to be in a job. And obviously he was very distraught and he felt like the world had somehow come to an end and that everything around him was collapsing. He was in dire fear of thinking about how is he going to put food on the table, how is he going to support his family, how is he going to be the earner in the household, and absolutely felt like he was being crushed under this tremendous mishap that had happened in his life. And I know the feeling, I absolutely know it because I've been through it. I was laid off 5 years ago from a company that I was working for a long time. I thought I was in an absolutely safe environment, that nothing would happen to my safety net. But that was taken away from me in a moment. Without even a notice, without any indication. One day I was called into the office and my boss said that my services were no longer necessary or were no longer needed, and that I had automatically and almost instantly become obsolete. That is when my world kind of came to a collapse. But what I want to talk to you about is that even in that moment of despair, even in that moment of feeling like the world around you is crumbling, there is a tremendous opportunity there if we are willing to see it that way. And what do I mean by an opportunity? Well, when I got laid off, I was in a position where I had to rediscover myself, where for me going into another job seemed like another possibility for another layoff and broken dreams and shattered trust that I felt that I had with the employers that I was banking on. But more than that, there was something within me that felt a certain level of relief. I felt like I had been set free. And that is when I discovered that I needed to really go deeper into who I was as a person and what my passions were and what were the things that lit me up. And when I did that, the entrepreneurial journey revealed itself in front of me. And I say this, it's no jokes aside. When I started exploring the things that I really wanted to do, that is when I started my last business. And it was an experience of a lifetime. It was something that felt absolutely thrilling, but at the same time, absolutely scary to start with. And why was that? Because I was going onto a path that I hadn't before. I had my first business when I was 17, but for a long time, I had kept this in my mind that I was going to be part of a corporate world. I'm a professional and I'm going to live my life like that. But this was again an opportunity where I got the chance to dive straight into the thing that moved me the most, the things that lit me up the most. And that's when I started my last business. So what I want to tell you, my friend, is that if you are going through a layoff, if you're going through a time where you either been laid off from a job or you got fired, please know that this is a tremendous opportunity that's just waiting for you to exploit, for you to take advantage of. This is the time for you to get into and ask yourself the questions that are gonna really matter at the end of your life. And that is, what is it that you care about? What is it that moves you? What is it that you are passionate about? And move in the direction of that. It may feel scary. It may feel like you don't know anything about this, and how can you move in a position or how can you move in a direction where you don't know anything about? But let me remind you, when we are born, we know nothing. We are void of any knowledge. We're like this clean slate that have nothing on it. But we learn, and we learn fast. And we forget that we come from a place of nothing and we create all this within us. We learn, we understand, we have the knowledge, and we create or we get the knowledge that is necessary to move in those directions. You did not know how to walk when you first started. You did not know how to ride a bicycle before you learned it. You did not know any of the things that you know today when you first came into this life. And business and doing the things that we love is no different. It is the same thing. The things that we don't know today are the things that we can be masters of tomorrow. And that is something that we forget when we want to go on this path. But this is where I want to remind you that mastering something starts with the first step of moving in the direction of what seems absolutely scary. So again, if you've been laid off, this is a tremendous opportunity, a great opportunity to dive deep and ask yourself, what are the things that I love to do? And then put them on a piece of paper and start formulating ideas on how you can achieve them. And let me tell you, my friend, that right now it may seem that you're in a ditch and it's a real hard place, and it is, but it will get better. And the reason it gets better is if you take the step, the courageous step to move in the direction of what is inside compelling you to move towards. But again, there's a few do's and don'ts that I can tell you about if you find yourself in a position. Don't go online. Don't go on different Facebook pages or look at Facebook groups and things like that. A lot of the times when we go online and we search for solutions, we can only find things that make us even more unhappy, things that make us feel like we are inadequate. That is the online world. So I would urge you not to put yourself in on social media and try to find solutions there. You might not get the right ones, and you might come out of that feeling a little bit more anxious than when you went in. What would be a great place to start is if you have to go and meet new people that are in the direction of doing what they really like doing. So join entrepreneurial groups if that's the direction that you want to head into. Talk to people, network with them, ask them what they did to create their businesses, to create whatever that moves them. And if you really discover that this is the path, this is the place and the path that you want to be on, then having yourself surrounded by the right type of people and looking at the right things is going to help you. And that is what I did as well. When I wanted to start my business, I went into different channels. I explored everything that I could that would put me in the right mindset to pull the trigger on my dream. And I did. And it couldn't have happened if I hadn't gotten laid off from the company that I did. So again, my friend, if you are stuck in a position where you feel like the world is starting to crumble around you, I know your pain because I've been there before. But let me also tell you, as someone who has been through that and has come out on the other side, that it gets better. But this is a great opportunity from the universe given to you to explore the things that really move you and that is going to create the kind of life that you want to. It can be a scary place, but if you're willing to walk in that direction, there is a prize on the other side that is absolutely worth it. So I just wanted to share this message with you real quick. If you have any questions, any comments, or if you're concerns, or you're feeling like you need some answers for something, please do reach out to me in the comment section here below, or you can send an email to me. My email is ahmed@voebheard.com, and I would be more than happy to answer your questions. My friend, keep a strong faith in whatever you have right now and know that everything is going to get better tomorrow. Until I see you again next time, have a great one, my friend.